Good morning. Welcome to the GlamLife podcast. My name is Victoria Rocca. You might know me as Victoria Glam if you follow me over on Instagram. And if you don't worry about it because I'm here for you on Mondays on Spotify video. Listen, let's do a quick catch up and then we're going to jump into the topic du jour, which I know is on the lips of every beauty professional right now. We are going to talk about the tariffs. But first, let me tell you two things. One, our girl, Sabrina Carpenter, is now a Grammy award-winning artist, and I love that for her. Golf claps, golf claps. I love that for her. Good for you, Sabrina. I absolutely love that song. It has been on repeat in our shop for almost the entire year, and I still sing, I'm working late, and I'm not a singer, so I don't really know what to say after that, and I never work late. I get off at 3, but relatable. I like it. Okay, next, I told you guys last week that they were predicting all this snow and that I didn't think I would be around very much if that happened, but I didn't think it was going to happen. And it did, in fact, happen. I couldn't believe it, but it happened. We were, well, babe, we were up to almost my thighs in snow, and I'm 5 feet tall, so whatever that is. We had a bunch of snow. I couldn't believe it. So I'm confused, though, when they say you're going to get, like, they say that we got 8 inches of snow. But if I looked at 8 inches on a ruler, that would only be, like, slightly past my ankle. But I was, in some places, in my yard or in my neighborhood, I was really, like, trudging through snow. So I know that some random places didn't get 2.5 foot of snow. So how did it pile up in some areas and not in other areas? If there were only 8 inches. I don't understand. Made a kick-ass snowman. I tried 3 times. We had 3 days with this amount of snow on the ground. Day 1, it was soft and powdery. I'm a novice. I did not know you could not make a snowman with soft, fresh snow. So day 2, we tried it again. It was great, but she was in the sun, which is why the snow got sticky, and she was melting. And the kids were like, oh my God, look at her snowman. And I look at it and like an eyeball falls out. It was And she had on a Burberry pink and red scarf. Very cute. Day 3, I did it in the shade, and I mean, listen, I was rolling it. The baseball was getting so big. I was thinking, thank God this is the base, because if this were the second or the third layer, I could never pick this ball up. I roll it one last time, dog shit, right there in the ball. So I'm thinking, oh my God, am I kneeling in dog shit? This is gross. I had to pick it out with my snow gloves. Thank God I had snow gear because we go skiing, you know. A lot of my neighbors couldn't stay outside and play very long because they only had, you know, like 2 pairs of sweatpants on or something, not waterproof. As soon as they got wet, they were freezing. So I played with all the neighborhood kids. All the kids were at my house, and I was the supervising adult. Joke's on them, I'm no adult. Moving on to what you actually want to talk about. I understand there has been news bigger than Sabrina and the snow in this news cycle. You guys want to talk about it. Every time I open up my Facebook, the only thing I'm seeing a lot of fear mongering is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a lot of people saying, oh my God, this is the worst. Our businesses are going to close. We'll never financially recover from this. I'm not saying don't worry. I'm saying don't panic. First of all, the great unknown is always scary, no matter what. No matter what. It's why a bride who has been so in love and wished and begged and prayed that her boyfriend would become a fiance by proposing to her still gets a little nervous on her wedding day. Because it's the unknown. It's not because you're not in love with your man. It's because, oh my God, forever? I don't know what's going to happen in the future. Same is happening right now. You've got a little cold feet, and that's okay. But don't panic. Don't start closing your business. Don't start writing all of your... By the way, if you are really, really, really panicking right now, if you are truly, if you would consider yourself scared, if you would describe yourself as scared or worse meaning like terrified or something, let me ask you this. How much international business do you do? How much international business are you doing? Do you order directly from an international manufacturer? How many of them? Are they all in China? I doubt many of them are in Canada or in Mexico because they don't manufacture the majority of the beauty disposables that I keep seeing on Facebook crying about it. So, listen, I'm not saying that you won't be indirectly affected, but I am speaking from a place of authority because I am an international manufacturer. Hey, So I'm here to calm your fears. I am. I really am. I'm going to be your human value on this. Listen, I don't want to be condescending to you. That's not my, so if what I just said sounded like that's what this conversation is going to be, I will tell you don't change the channel. I'm not going to be condescending to you. I understand why you're nervous, and I don't have all the answers. I don't. But I can speak to you from a place of I am an international manufacturer, and I'm telling you there are not immediate, meaning this week or next week, not immediate ramifications for my business. And I am an international manufacturer. If I'm not taking a hit this week or next week, there's no way I could be passing a hit on to anyone purchasing from me in the next 2 weeks. So I would say, rule of thumb, tell yourself, you know what, we've got a little grace. If it's specifically things that you order from China and you're not ordering from the manufacturer direct, then you are not going to have a direct hit for a while anyway, because most of the things that you purchase don't come to you from China. They come to you through a middleman. So let's say that you order lots of stuff on Amazon and you know that it's made in China. It might be made in China, but it's housed in a warehouse in the United States somewhere, in an Amazon warehouse, and they just pack and pick for you. So whenever you place an order for 3 100 packs of lash spoolies, someone in an American warehouse goes and picks that. I mean, do you not watch this on TikTok? Do you not watch these guys stand there in these little, it's very cool. You should go and watch it. These little, what would you call it? Like bins all stacked up together, like roll over to them. And they are looking at their computer. They see what they have to pick, like A1, A3, 3 of those. They put them in a bag, and then something labels it, and it goes on a conveyor belt, and it ships off to you. So you're not waiting 3 weeks for something to come in because you're not ordering from China. It's already here. So you won't be paid an import tax on it. It's already been imported. So, and by the way, you may have already paid an import tax on it. It's just that it's going to become more of an income tax. So don't worry about that. We worried about this, or we went through this with COVID already a few years ago. Now, if you weren't in the beauty industry during COVID, I will tell you, during COVID, listen, we had some issues with how many people were relying on foreign suppliers. So if you are one of the Amazon girlies, just go on Amazon and buy them out right now. Buy your stuff for the rest of the year if you want to. Who knows? We don't even know how long these tariffs are going to last. So if they're gone in a month because the financial pressure is backing up on, the people that we've just put tariffs on, then we will rescind them and things will go back hopefully to normal. We don't know. I have no crystal ball. But if that's the best case scenario that, these tariffs come and go, and you're stocked up for the year, then you leave unscathed. Now, some of us already had done that during COVID. We were already stocked up. Like, I already had a ton of PPE because at the end of the year, when everyone runs their Black Friday sales, I rack up on disposables. This is when I'm buying gloves, masks, etc. So when COVID happened and shut down our businesses in March, it didn't affect me because A, my business was closed, and B, when we opened back up and gloves were like $80 a box, it didn't matter because I had 30 boxes sitting in the closet. I was ready for the year. So preparation, if you already have that, maybe just sit down, take stock of what you actually have in inventory and take a deep breath because you have a little bit of time before it becomes do or die time. Secondly, when we rely on foreign suppliers, we get shortages and we get price gouging. When we put tariffs on those foreign suppliers and the stuff is still available just at a higher cost, what it can do is actually equal out American suppliers. And we saw this during COVID. A lot of people started manufacturing in the United States their own stuff that we were trying to order elsewhere. I had a friend who opened up their own sanitizer. They had their own sanitizer business. A lot of people did. Matter of fact, a bunch of distilleries started manufacturing. So people get really creative. They get really creative. It's not until the chips are down that people start getting creative. So you might be looking at it through the lens of what's available to you right now, and that's all going to get more expensive, but you don't know what's to come. So hold out a little hope there, and let's just kind of see what happens. But when things are manufactured in the United States, you get higher standards in terms of FDA than you do in some places. I mean, I don't know what the Health Canada standards are, but I also don't know where you're ordering from them. But in terms of China, a lot of times things are held to a bit higher standard here. But the United States right now is in its wild, wild west season. We don't really know what's going to happen with any government agencies. So it's difficult for me to say, oh yeah, the FDA is going to stand, because I don't know what's going to happen with the FDA. We're not panicking. We're taking Valium. We are, liaising with our clients. We are doing the brows. We are doing the hair. We are doing the faces. And we are just facing every day as it comes. But with higher standards does come reduced risk of liability. And with in-house manufacturing, in-house meaning in the United States, we have no tariffs. We have lower shipping time. And we have more availability just because the whole world is not ordering from us because it would cost them more. So strength in domestic manufacturing can actually lower your costs long term. So, I would say let's just take a breath, take a beat, wait and see how this pans out. Because the worst case scenario is that your inventory becomes more expensive and you have to decide whether or not you can afford to pass that on to your clients. Worst case scenario. And if you know your numbers and you're priced well, then you can look at that and you can decide how much of it you can actually afford to absorb and keep margins, or how much of that you need to pass on to your client, which can make you a little bit more competitive in your local markets. The best case scenario is that these tariffs don't last very long, and if you already have inventory or if you go and order it this week, you may leave unscathed. And then the very mid scenario is that a hero arises from the ashes and starts manufacturing the things that you want in-house in the United States. And now you have a new relationship with an in-house supplier. When I say in-house, that's supposed to mean like in your business, but I mean in our country. You have a relationship with someone who can get you faster shipping times at a lower cost. So fingers crossed. Don't panic. Don't panic. And, DM me. I am not going to engage in a bunch of political rhetoric because I don't really care which side of the aisle you sit on. I don't care if you are pro-tariffs or against tariffs. The fact of the matter is they are happening, apparently tomorrow, because today is Monday and they said they go into effect on Tuesday. They're happening. So it doesn't matter if you like them or you don't like them. The fact of the matter is we have to live with them. And hopefully the information that I have just given you can give you a little bit of reprieve, or at least some hope in terms of what that means for your beauty business. So DM me if you have questions about figuring out what your numbers are, what your margins are, if I can help connect you with any kind of United States manufacturing. Please don't DM me your political beliefs because I don't care. Vote for who you want to, sleep with who you want to, build a business that you want to. I'm only here for the last one. I don't want to be in your bed. I don't want to be in the voting booth with you, but I am in the trenches with you, and together we will find suppliers that are either going to be the lowest cost or maybe not raise costs on us at all. I love you, and I will see you next week. Bye.